Chapter 3. And when the travelers stumbled upon the island of Ilios in 777 CC, they quit the river, dismantled the ship, and used its beams to construct the beginning of what would become the city of Illyrian. Instructor Abernathy strolled slowly back and forth in front of the chalkboard. The spring weather was beautiful, so the windows were open today, letting in invigorating breezes that swept the stale classroom air away. At one end of his stroll, Abernathy would temporarily bathe in sunlight, reflecting it off his bald head and blinding the students who watched him instead of taking notes. The island was perfect for their needs, he continued. Bounded by two rivers, it enjoyed a built-in trade route and protection from invaders, allowing the First Elders Council to continue their work in the mystic arts. Does anyone remember their names? Who was on the First Council? Zara looked at Leela, confident that her friend had memorized them all. Chronolore was the only class that Zara and Leela shared, and of course they sat by each other. Leela raised her hand. Valerius Darrowbrook, Isolde Winesmith, Eldrick Pendleton. Halting his stroll, Abernathy gave Leela a few seconds to dig deeper into her memory. Oh, and Alara Evergreen. The instructor complimented her before moving on. Good. So, within days, the First Council had reopened a dialogue with nature's energies and discovered a breakthrough. Those energies could be harnessed and manipulated if given the right tools or talents. These tools and talents were, of course, different for each person who had the natural ability, and eventually the council called them proxies. Laurie, a boy in the front, raised his hand. If the first council members discovered magic, how did they do it without proxies? Abernathy stopped moving once again. Well, that's a fantastic question. There are theories. According to chronologist Tisius, members of the council had proxies but did not really understand what they were until afterwards. For instance, he claims that Valerius Darrowbrook had a penchant for singing, which he discovered could channel magical energies when he recited Ye Olde Skiff for the first time, and a sun blossom started swaying along with his melody. Others, like chronologist Susset the Long-Winded, believed that none of the elders had proxies. Instead, they could harness the magical energies directly without any sort of focus tool. But if that's true, Laurie argued, then why did they suddenly stop? Why did everybody need proxies but them? Abernathy's dark beard raised at the corners. He must have been smiling underneath it. That is why Susset is often discredited in most chronolore circles. Still, there are a few chronolore masters who side with Susset and his Evergreen theory, which states that Alara Evergreen became power-hungry and tried to restrict magic use for all elders but herself. When the inevitable conflict between her and the rest of the council occurred, it caused a breach in their connection to magic, requiring the use of proxies ever since. This explanation seemed to satisfy Laurie and the other 24 students, an average number for most secondary classes, though the ones dealing more with magic had smaller class sizes on account of the small population of magic-using students. 8.8%, Zara mused, thinking back to yesterday. The top bulb of the hourglass on Instructor Abernathy's desk was nearly empty, so she packed her leaves of paper and coal pencil into her satchel. Tomorrow, Abernathy projected across the room, you have a test over the Wandering Era. After that, we discuss the founding and the binding. Good day. Zara and the other students exited the room, pouring out into the hallway and dispersing to their next classes. She and Leela walked to the nearest intersection, which housed a circular stone bench that ringed a beautiful oak tree. Before Zara could bid farewell to her friend, Granal, a common source of abuse for her, bumped into her. Watch where you're going, Zeta. It's Zara, she muttered perfunctorily. What did you say to me? Leela stepped forward into Granal's view. You'd be surprised what I can do to your clothing with just a brush and some paint, Granal. Granal smiled deviously but backed down. Don't eat too many rats, Zeta, she said, pleased with herself and walking away. It was good to have a magic user as a friend, especially when you were from the Warrens. Ugh, she's the worst, Zara grumbled, shaking her head. Most bullies are just insecure about themselves, Leela soothed. Well, I wish you would go be insecure to someone else. Are you still coming over after school? Of course. I may know names, but you're the one who knows dates. Zara smiled. With our powers combined, no test is safe. And with that, they split into opposite directions. Leela to practical magic applications, and Zara to rune scribing.